My hair's a madness.
Yes, 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 yes. We're back. Good afternoon, early evening. Comprehensive win for the Arsenal. I'm joined by my guy James. We're going to get into reaction. Yes, people. Yes, people. It's the Armory TV. We're back. Arsenal 5, Everton 1. Good way to finish the season. A little bit too late, like a little too good too late, if that makes sense. But done what we had to do. Just win the game. At least give the home fans a little something to cheer on the way out. And, you know, so it's actually good to get some goals. James, so I heard you had 6 TVs on or something crazy like that. Did
Yeah,
you see much of the game? Like, where
yeah.
was your
Well,
attention?
um, yeah, man. I what as I said. What's good, Canis? What's up?
What's happening? Let me take off my pins. You caught me
Um,
unawares there. Flip's sake.
how's it going?
I'm all right. Yeah,
Good.
just fucked off, innit?
Deflated.
We get to that in a minute. James, carry on first. Sorry, Cannon, to bring you in.
Sorry, man.
No, it's all good. Yeah. So me and my housemates were all having a few beers. We had like 6 different screens on, just watching all the games. It was mad. It was mad. I will say this openly. My attention wasn't on the Arsenal game. I was watching it, but I was more interested in the City and Liverpool because that was crazy. But as you said, it's a little too late. Like, it's a good performance, but you expected this, right? Everton are secure now. You didn't expect them to be like, we're gonna try really, really like hard. You know what I mean? So I don't know. It was a good win. It's a good win to actually end the season on, but apart from that, that is a bit deflating.
Yeah, I definitely hear that. So just quickly before we move on to you, Canners, today a bit of a different show. So it's the reaction, but we want you guys to have your say as well. We want some other people to jump in and have a little, little rant or give us a little bit of few positives. So there's a link in the comments. It's here underneath me right now. There's the link for our StreamYard. So literally, if you click the link, it will bring you in backstage, and then when we're ready, we'll bring you in to come and have a couple of words. We'll ask you a few questions. You can kind of have your say on the whole season as a whole. So if you want to join and be a part of this live panel today, feel free. Again, we know you always jump in the comments, guys, and we will keep you inclusive with that way. But if you actually want to show your face, like Nigerian Englishman's son, it'd be lovely to see you. So obviously, feel free to jump in, jump backstage. We'll add you in, and then you can have your say on today's game, the season on the whole, bit on next season as well. So yeah, that should be interesting. Hopefully, some people will jump in. But Canners, how about yourself? Did you focus just on the Arsenal game, or did you have a couple of games on?
I was watching the Man City game in the end. I'm not gonna lie. As soon as we went 4-1 up, I just thought, you know what? And then, Tottenham were 4-0 up. I was just you know what? Sod this. And then it got kind of serious with Villa going 2-0 up against City. I was thinking, no quadruple and all that kind of rubbish. I was thinking, no way. Yeah, I just got so kind of like deflated where we was, what we was doing, how we was playing. Today was kind of like such a stark contrast to the game against Newcastle. I know Everton didn't have anything to play for, but the thing is, though, it's like what happened against Newcastle was a joke, really. We had 2 chances, really, to kind of get this Champions League football against well, obviously we're against before that, but when it really mattered, the one against Tottenham and then against Newcastle, there's all this talk about if you don't win those games, then you don't deserve it and stuff and blah blah blah. It just shows you really what one world class striker and one on the verge of being world class can do.
Yeah, I would put Son up there as well, because I think he's one of the better wingers in the world.
The only reason why I don't put him as world class because I'm not really sure about Champions League how what his credentials are like there. Also, as well, in world, let's see what I don't know if South Korea have made the World Cup. I like to see him in a
again, I think sometimes it's very easy to label him as not, but you can't fault him for the teams he plays for. I think, do you know what I mean? His quality, he is ridiculous, and yeah, I said if you put him in a better team, better the local domestic team in a better country, he would be. He's up there. I don't care what anyone says. Son's up there. And I think the difference for them too as well is the January signings they made. I think that was the difference.
I think someone like Kulusevski would have taken a lot of pressure off Saka and ESR and Martinelli.
I think that is one thing we've got to look at. Again, the Guimaraes as well. I think he makes a difference in this team. But I know everyone's going to look at the Newcastle and Tottenham game. But on a whole, there's a couple of games also that I think really did dent our hopes. Do you know what I mean? And again, over the season, we're placed where we're placed for a reason. We've shown it through the season. We'd have a good spell, then we'd have a couple of bad ones. Every time we seemed to lose, it took us another game after that to again get going. We didn't just lose one and then go bounce back straight back. It would be loss and a draw or 2 losses before we got a win. So I think there's lots to learn from. Again, you watch them today and you can see there's some good players in there. You can see the way we play. Do you know what I mean? It was nice. There's elements of football, but yeah, it's just when it gets sticky, isn't it? And I think watching the other games today, it showed me what we missed. So even Donny van der Beek's goal, I don't think I've seen one of our holding midfielders score a goal like that in years since Ramsey's been there. Like, don't really remember.
Yeah, because that was like
who picked Torreira. Yeah, just that ghosting in the back, like that showed me that. Then you watch Gundogan come off the bench playing the central midfield role. I know he's an advanced 8, but again grabs 2 goals, and that shows me really that's a position we really could improve on, just to help out again. When it's not going for your strikers, then someone else can pop up. So, but yeah, that's enough of me rambling. Jason's message saying he would love to jump in, but he's back home in Ireland. The internet here is country bumpkin and keeps cutting out. So just keep putting your views in the comments, Jason. We'll keep reading them out. Also, long-awaited return, Nigel Englishman's son. How you keeping? Hope you're well.
Nigel sent him to his room, boy.
Yeah, for real.
But he's out. He got out.
and this is a difference as well. We're going to put this one up. Son's the Golden Boot winner, and that's the difference. Like Eddie Nketiah was our top goal scoring striker, and he's started 7 games maybe this season.
That's so poor.
Yeah,
it's so poor.
It's a big difference. I think Saka got 10, Smith Rowe 10, Martinelli maybe 8, something I can't remember. But yeah, our goals is not enough. And that's what we need to improve next year. But yeah, so in terms of the game, obviously I know we all had eyes on other things. But what was you impressed with the way we played, handled it, dealt with things, the goals we scored? Big up Cedric on that one. That was a great finish. What's your views on the game? Canners go first, and then James, you can come in next.
You can't really read too much into it because there was no pressure on either team. And that's the thing. There was a smidgen of pressure on us just to kind of maybe win the game just in the millionth of a percentile chance that Norwich would beat Tottenham. But as soon as that first goal went in, for Tottenham, you just knew that was that.
Yeah.
So, and with Everton being on the beach already, I didn't really expect anything other than an Arsenal win it in a case of how many goals we would get. I have to say, the only thing that really did annoy me really is the fact that they scored. And to be fair, and we spoke about him actually in the preview. Your man, Mr. Wright, Calvert-Lewin, that was down to him. His work. He was decent against us, man. He's got a heck of a leap. And his work rate. Yeah, go on, jump in.
Yeah, let Shane take it. I'm not even going to jump in.
I'll let you finish. No, I'll let you finish.
Yeah, man. I do you know what? We could do with a player like him. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. He'll be a great plan B. Or if we're chasing the game, put him on whatever. But as a first choice, I don't know. Listen, as well, I was watching him. He's rapid. He's got tidy feet. It was a good audition for us. Whether he's passed it or not, I don't know. One thing I did see though is, and I don't know how true it is that we had a 94 million euro bid rejected.
Yeah,
It's not
for
true.
Arsenal.
It's not true.
Yeah, 94 million. I'm sorry, there's no player in the world apart from Haaland and Mbappe that any team won't accept that kind of bid. Do you know what I mean? There's no player in the world. I don't know. I can't. I don't think there's any player in the world that won't go for that kind of money.
If we're going for that, we must have thrown out a Harry Kane, didn't we?
Nah. Listen, really, in all intents and purposes, I mean, what is Harry Kane? 29?
Yeah, he's old. No way we're going up there for him.
Yeah.
James, tell us about Calvert-Lewin. I know you've been a long admirer of him, and Canis has given him a nice introduction there, so take it away.
I mean, what more do I need to say? Like, I mean, Canis just did all the hard work for me. Nah, I'm messing. He's a good player, man. Like, I said it for a while, and then he's been injured a lot this season, and I'm still not worried a lot about his injuries. They're just like I think it was like a bone injury, so not like muscular, that kept him out for a while. So, but yeah, he was good, and he's just a freak. Like as I said, the only person I've seen better in the air than him is Ronaldo. Like, I haven't seen any player with that athleticism apart from Ronaldo. So. And again, before you slander me, I'm not comparing him to Ronaldo. I'm just saying how high Ronaldo jumps. But yeah, no, he was good. He was good today. I felt that the goals we scored were decent quality. I was more paying attention to the players that came off, how they were reacting. Surprisingly, Eddie didn't seem too phased in terms of like, if you're expecting a player to leave, they'll walk around, clap the fans, yada, yada, look a bit, like that emphasis on it, but he didn't seem to have that appearance that he was leaving the club. I could be wrong, but I don't know if you saw this as well, that when he came on, it wasn't more of a, okay, look, goodbye, farewell, thank you for everything kind of. It was like okay, look, this was a good performance, we go again kind of thing. So it'd be interesting to see if he's here next season. Xhaka might be gone. I don't know.
That was the surprise for me because he never comes off. And that one again. If you want to get Lokonga on, I can't say Eddie. It weren't like we was pressured or someone was having a bad game for Xhaka and Elneny. They done much of the same. So that one surprised me to see him come off. But really did.
Yeah. So I mean, it would just be interesting to see. Like I can't read too much into this game, as Canna said. It's a positive way to end a really weird season, because it's not a failure of a season. There has been clear progress made, and we have done a lot with this team. It's just disappointing how it ends, how it's ended. It's just a bit deflating. Like, we had it and we let it go, but there is a lot of positives coming into next season, and I mean, we go again. So I mean, I'm just going to enjoy my summer now. So it's no stress. Good shows. Again. Chilling. Yeah, man, I'm excited.
So, in terms of what you're saying just there, and again, I think it's the element of we feel like we're throwing it away. If you was to judge this season, just say Man United had the year they had last year. Tottenham, Man United swapped places, say, but Man United had the year they had last year. Where they finished on, 70-something points. They were well away from us. Do you think the criticism that the team and Arteta are getting now would even be like, it wouldn't be at the forefront for me, because it was kind of like we're the fifth best team? I think the problems come because of how close we did get to Spurs. It was in our hands. I think that's the issue. Whereas if Spurs had just ran away with with fourth place, we'd have been buzzing for fifth, and being so far ahead of United. I think that's the problem, isn't it? I get it. I do get why fans are I'm frustrated. Equally, I think long term, who knows what would happen? We might have made Champions League 1 year and then not made it again for the next 5 if the recruitment's not right. So we could go rush by, bring in some players who don't do it for us. So who knows? Maybe the longer term play may work better for us. Again, we probably don't have to go as crazy in the market, because I think now you bring back in your Reece Nelsons, you bring those guys, and you just feed them European football until you get knockout stages. Whereas I think Champions League, yeah, you think the group stages is not really. You think Saka was playing Europa League football at 17, he burst on the scenes. Do you know what I mean? Martinelli was playing striker at 18 and stuff. So I think the profile of the team we're going to have is going to be distinctly different. I
Do you
really do.
think Nelson's going to be staying this year? I mean,
I
how
can't
long
see
has
him
he got
leaving.
on his?
I'm not too sure how long, but again, it depends if a
Got
bid
1
comes
year,
in
1
for him.
year.
I think with those
He's
guys,
got
it
1
just
year
depends
left.
if people. Yeah, I don't think we're actively trying to sell him, but I think if a bid comes in, we'll take it. But I don't think we're actively trying to sell. And again, you need a bit of depth, and I think the Europa, like that Thursday night football gives you that element of you can play more fringe players. Whereas Champions League, you're looking to play your strongest team week. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Twice a week. So I think it
Yeah,
just
obviously group
enables.
stages you can mix and, do you know what I mean, take a few more risks.
Yeah, you could start Sambi Lukonga. I think if we made Champions League, I would say for me, Sambi Lukonga has to go on loan, and you have to strengthen. And now Xhaka becomes, or El Nene becomes your rotation option. Whereas I think now, yeah, majority of them games Lukonga and people like that will play. But yeah, I think not really. We could talk about goal of the day. I think I haven't seen many nice goals from Arsenal this year, to be fair. So it was quite nice seeing a couple of good ones. Odegaard's was tasty. Cedric's is a great finish. What do you make of those goals? Sorry,
Odegaard was
go on,
nice.
James, you go.
No, it's all good. Odegaard's was nice. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't see Cedric's goal. I was too busy with the antics of City bringing 3 goals in about 5 minutes, so that preoccupied me a little bit. I'll go back and watch it. But the Odegaard goal was nice. It's just I love Odegaard. Don't get me wrong. I have this horrible feeling, and he's done it a few times this season, right? Where on the games where it's mattered, and I'm not holding this against him, but a lot of the games that have mattered this season, he's not disappeared, but not been what he is, like in the sense of how we rely on him. So it was nice to see him score. The goal was really nice. He placed it really, really, really well.
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea what the Cedric goal was like, so I can't comment.
Great finish.
Cedric's goal's decent.
Finish.
Yeah,
Great finish.
I like it. Question though, we'll question the keeper though.
I don't know if he could see it.
Question for Gabriel's goal.
Yeah, he should have done better than Gabriel's. I think Cedric, there's so many bodies in front of him.
Yeah,
like he's probably not going to see it. But
yeah.
Sorry, just a quick one here, Canners. I know he's talking about the goals, but I like this question. Brenny's happy to see the season over. Too many losses. Forest in the cup was very bad. There are some good wins this season. January window was awful. So the Forest defeat was bad because it is FA Cup. You would take that in the Carabao, but in the FA Cup it was bad. What was your lowest point in the season, and what was your highest as well? Because again, there has been some good.
Lowest was last couple of weeks.
Which one? The Newcastle or Spurs one? Which one hurt you the most?
I think the Tottenham one, because for me that was like just be sensible, just keep your heads. Do you know what I mean? It's like they're not. As soon as we went a man down, that was it. It was over. That was the problem. Just draw that game, and then we can afford to lose against Newcastle, and then beat Everton on the last day, and think it would have been so different. But I think another thing as well, and I guess hindsight's a wonderful thing. It was the January market, but I totally get the fact that if there's nothing out there that's going to improve your first 11, or your target's not available in that time, then you keep your powder dry, so to speak. However, for whatever reasons, we didn't get Arthur from Juventus. That would have been a great addition.
Yeah, if we got him, I think we get top 4.
Yeah. Because he probably would have taken. Listen, what's his name? Bentancur and Kulusevski. They've bedded it quite quickly, and they both come from Juve, both come from Italian football. And I think Arthur would have done the same. Arthur's a quality player.
Yeah,
there is talk that we will get him, but I have no idea why the deal didn't get over the line. But that
Well, I
would have
think
made
it was the length, wasn't it? We didn't want to get held to an 18-month deal. We only wanted a 6-month.
Yeah, but it looks like we want to buy him permanently. So I don't understand the
we should have
frigging.
done it there and then.
Yeah, it just doesn't make any sense to me. Why? If that was really the reason, I reckon it was something deeper than that. Might have been not being able to negotiate a proper, a good.
Also, you never know if we drove the price up on Vlahovic as well, so they were pissed off at us because, again, they didn't want him until the summer, which they would have got him a lot cheaper. And almost we forced their hand. So it might have been do you know what, you're not having him for this price because, or whatever it was, because actually we've now had to pay 30 mil on top or 20 mil extra for Vlahovic. So it could be do you know what I mean? They're not bitter at us, but all right, you're gonna make us do this, then actually you're not gonna have him on a cheap. Do you know what I mean?
Maybe
so
there might have been that bit of shithousery going on there. Because
and it
no
does
doubt
happen. We've seen Tottenham do it all the time to like Chelsea and teams like that, don't they? They notoriously say I won't negotiate with some teams or make it awkward.
Sometimes you got to be like that. Sometimes you got to be like that. And yeah, fair enough. They might have been putting their nose out of joint with us doing what we did with Vlahovic, but it is what it is, and we wanted him. There was some twerking going on from Vlahovic's camp, but do you know what I mean? It was all in order for us to for engineer a move to Juve in the end. Obviously, as we know. Listen, I think the last couple of weeks really kind of killed me and really upset me because it kind of really. It could have gone one or two ways. One way to show, okay, do you know what? This group was really together and they've got the kahunas, whatever, to kind of deal with this kind of stuff. Because there was a lot of talk about the type of player that he was getting. We was buying a lot of players that were captain material, your Odegaards, your Sambi Lokonga, and also, Ben White and Gabriel are very kind of what you would say is very kind of influential in the dressing room. Xhaka as well is supposed to be a leader. Thomas Partey is supposed to be a leader. So, there's more than enough leaders and characters out there. Even Ramsdale, of his young age and stuff, he's a character in the way he is. So I'm really kind of upset that the team didn't come together or pull together in a sense and actually get us over the line. They had two bites at the cherry, man. And that's what I'm upset about.
Definitely. Right, before we go any further, as I said, this is a kind of dial-in show. We've got our first person here. He's going to join the stream. So everybody is welcome Brenny to the stream. How you keeping, bro? Got that nice yellow top on?
Yeah, man. I had to today. I mean, normally I don't wear tops on match day, but I thought today, I just thought maybe Norwich could do a little something, you know what I mean? Because I knew we'd do what we had to do because there was no pressure, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just thought maybe Norwich could do something. And then I was watching the game, and it was only at half time I realised what was going on at Carroll Road, and I thought, oh well, but I still watched after 85 minutes anyway. So yeah,
fair play. So, decent. It's nice to have you on. Obviously you follow all the time. You're always in the comments and that, so really appreciate your support. So it's lovely to have you on here today.
I've known Brenny for years. Brenny's a proper listen. Me and Brenny can talk for years about the old school Arsenal stuff. So you know what I mean?
I'm telling you, man. You know what I mean. And Canners, our mums went to school together as well. So we got deep history, man. We're like family. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So it's like if you have a history Arsenal history quiz, put Brenny K on your team. You'll walk it. He's a walking encyclopedia when it comes to Arsenal, man. Serious, trust.
I love that. So yeah, Brenny, wait to hear. Let's get your views now. So tell us how you feel this season's gone. How you feel we're fair next year. What's your thoughts on Arteta? And just general thoughts on this team.
That's better, actually. Yeah, I'll tell you, this season, with those first three defeats we had, and I was like, well, the Brentford game, I thought we'd get something out of that, And then was disappointed that we didn't get anything out of that. And then, obviously, we had Chelsea and then City. We know what happened there. And then we went on a run. I thought Tomiyasu, when I thought for me, that was probably my favourite signing. I mean, I know Odegaard came back to the club. Tavares, for me, he looks more like a left winger than a left back. But Tomiyasu for me, if I haven't said who my player this season yet is, but if I had to have a top three, Tomiyasu would be in that top three. So but then we had some, we've had some ups and downs, but we had some really great victories this season. I mean, yeah, we beat Spurs 3-1 at home, and I was impressed with that. We've, I mean, beating Chelsea at the Bridge, Man United a few weeks ago. There was a lot of good. I mean, the Man City game was unlucky at home, but I feel the game that impressed me was probably Leicester away, because I was getting battered at work saying that we wouldn't get anything out of that game, and when you go there, you normally get beat down and everything else, and but that performance impressed me, and that day Ramsdale for me, oh my gosh, that was for me, performance of the season from an individual player was probably for me Ramsdale that particular game.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Not even PSG's front three would have broken down that. It was just, you know what I mean? No one. He was just on another level, and for me, I just feel that with the
I think that was the game when everybody thought, actually, we've got a keeper here.
Yeah, definitely. And credit's due to Leno, because as far as I know, he hasn't made any noise. You know what I mean? He hasn't made any noise, or when he's not been selected, anything else, and he's been a true professional, because Ramsdale has been a class apart this season.
Definitely. Just coming to Lee Billingsley's what he said here. It's been a great season. Arsenal fans expect too much from the youngest side in the league, and that does play its part. I know Candace went through some names earlier about who we look at as our leaders, but again, it's just that, it's the youngest team. So, do you know what I mean? We're going to have little dips. So, in the summer, Brenny, what would you be doing? Would you be bringing in a bit more experience to help these youngsters, or again, would you kind of follow the same philosophy and bring in players of 24 and under?
100% would bring in experience.
What areas would you look to strengthen as well?
We can't hear you. I don't know if you covered your mic.
All right. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, that's better.
I would say left back, mainly because Tierney's injury prone, and we definitely need cover for him there. I think with Nuno Tavares, it's like with him, it's like for me, he's more winger than a left back. I think in future I could see Nuno Tavares as a winger, for me, he's not a left back for me personally. You know what I mean? And then
he could be your what's it, Carlo Torre in reverse. You remember Torre
and Abue as well?
And then they turned up. Well, Torre turned out to be a centre back, and then the rest, as they say, is history.
It's true. Maybe Tavares could end up being our 30-goal striker. Who knows? But
he scored 25 on his right foot.
You know what I mean? But no, William Saliba, I don't know what's happening there. I hope he comes back to the club. I really do.
I think he's coming back.
I would also say we need another right back, because I don't think Cedric would be with us next season, because we need cover for Tomiyasu. And in midfield, I know we spoke about this weeks ago. Tielemans, for me, I still want Tielemans at the club. I think him and Partey and Odegaard could be a triangle there. And up front, Dominic Calvert-Lewin was obviously he had a job interview today. Yeah. And I thought, Byron, I know he's had an injury at season time, but I rate that guy. I would bring him to the Arsenal. But I think with the youngsters we've got now, we need, it is about the experienced players, and also if there's any Man City players as well, I think there's some City players possibly going in end of the season. Well, I know they all respected Arteta, and I would take them, because I tell you what, at City right now, I wouldn't even, it's not even about cast-offs or whatever. There's quality there. Yeah. So if there's anyone who's not with the requirements at City, I would take him.
Gundogan is probably the perfect guy to slot into our midfield right now. Do you know what I mean? I think he would be ideal to come in and play that role that we need. Like you're saying, with the Odegaard, Partey behind. I think he gives you everything defensively. He's switched on. He keeps the ball very well, comfortable under pressure, and he breaks lines and gets into the box. So he would be a very useful addition. Very, very useful.
Mm-hmm.
So lastly, before you... Sorry, go on.
Yeah. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, no, I was going to say, obviously, we all know we need strikers. You just spoke about Calvert-Lewin. Is there any other strikers that get your attention?
Well, I've not watched a lot of Italian football, but I've seen Tammy Abrams hit the net a few times. Tammy Abrams, I mean, for him, it's, I think maybe he could do a job there. But then I'm looking at Gabriel Jesus, because if Gabriel Jesus, I'm thinking maybe Arteta can swing his way. Yeah, I know we'll be in the Europa League next season, but if he surplus the requirements at City, I don't see why not. He can be our number 9.
Yeah, definitely. What is it with some of these like players that a lot of fans turn their nose up at? Like, so for instance, you said obviously James has it a lot with Calvert-Lewin. Everyone's on at him about why do you love Calvert-Lewin. Me and Callum,
I'll get it with Richarlison.
Callum, I think Richarlison is more like they're not the prettiest players. You just said Tammy Abraham, and even when we linked with him before, there was uproar, and it's like he scores goals. He's a big striker. He's quite a unit, but it's something about these kind of maybe English strikers. They're not flary or nothing, but they're effective. And yeah, it's like I don't know why fans don't fancy him. If you've seen what Abraham's done at Roma, he's scored a lot of goals in the Italian league.
Let me ask you all a question. If we start next season with Nketiah at top, will you guys lose it?
It depends who's our backup.
Yeah, you see, and this is it. And I'd say with Tammy Abrams, say he came to the club this summer, and Laka and Eddie were going to sign
Laka's got to go, man. Sorry, Laka's got to go.
Oh no, I agree. Oh no, I agree, Cannon. But what I'm basically trying to say is Tammy Abraham would score more than both of them put together.
Yeah. 100%.
Than Eddie and Laka. So I'm just looking at that, and with that sort of quality that he'll have around him, I think he'd score goals.
Yeah. I think the only thing that puts me off with Tammy is his price tag that they're quoting is a high price tag.
And it's Mourinho as well. So
yeah, he knows he's not going to want to do it with
Arsenal.
Push
that up again.
Yeah, he's not going to want to do it with Arsenal. Yeah. And last thing, Brenny, before we move on, again, Lee's up in here. Arteta's taken us as far as he can. Are you in agreement with that? Are you Arteta in or out, or Arteta indifferent?
Listen,
give me your opinion on Arteta.
I'm Arteta out, and what it is,
Wow.
I've been out, and I've been out from time. I've never wanted. I was looking at I know at a time when we could have got Ancelotti, and I thought, oh, we get Ancelotti, you know what I mean? And then it was like, oh, we got Arteta. But I do give credit. I will give credit to him. I'm not like some other fans that will go absolutely mad, regardless of win, lose, or draw, whatever. But if Arteta has a successful summer, as well as back in the Arsenal, I will back him. If we get quality signings in, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. But I am out.
Ooh.
He's gonna have to take a lot to convince me that he's the man to take us forward.
Decent. Right. Actually, I'm going to give you one more, and then I'm going to go back to James because we didn't finish up what we was talking about earlier. Give me your highlight of the season and your lowest point.
Highlight of the season was probably highlight of the season was probably the Chelsea win at Stamford Bridge, because I didn't even expect us to get a result there. I didn't expect it, honestly, and I wasn't even watching the game until my daughter told me that we was 1-0 up. So I'm like, what? So I thought, yeah, let me put it on the Sky Go, because I was out and about at the time. It was my son's birthday, So I thought, yeah, okay. And that was great. It's always nice beating the Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. And lowest point, it would have had to been at White Hart Lane.
Yeah,
That was low. I mean, that really hurt me. And you know, that was probably our lowest.
You know what made it worse? That I have not felt like that for a game for a long time. You know, the build up, the butterflies. Yeah. Oh my God, if we win, it's going to be absolutely insane. If we lose, oh my God, what's going to happen? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think that game was such a big game. Emotionally, it was draining. It was so draining, that game.
No, I hear you. I couldn't sleep for the whole week, man. I was having
trust.
Like I was having different dreams about what if it ends up this way, what's gonna happen with this. It was a threat. It reminded me of a thing. I think the last time I've been like that, and again I think it was that all or nothing feeling, was the Europa League final against Chelsea.
Yeah.
Where looking at it, like, you know, you've got to do the job, and it's like, who's gonna stand up, who's gonna be counted, and again we fell short. So, but no, thanks for joining. Really appreciate you coming on. We obviously appreciate your support throughout the season. And
Always,
no doubt you'll show your face again sometime. So we're gonna say bye for now for Brenny. Obviously, stay in the comments. Keep adding your part. We keep putting it. Anyway. But I appreciate you.
No problem, guys. Great work.
Cheers. So before we bring on the next guy who's waiting in the background, James, I keep asking you and I haven't had an answer yet. So give me your high and your lows for this season.
Highest point was probably the Wolves game at the Emirates, where we won 2-1 in the dying minutes.
Yeah.
That was probably the highlight for me. Lowest, again, Spurs. Yeah. It was made even worse. As I said, it was good. I had good news and bad news. So I went to watch the Spurs game with my manager. He's a Spurs fan, right? Bad decision. So I passed my, I've been working there for 6 months, so I passed my probationary period. So we celebrated going out for that, and then we watched the football game, and then it was like, yeah, you passed. You lost. It was just it was a
roller coaster.
So yeah, man, it was definitely the Spurs game.
Yeah, no, I hear that. Right, we're gonna move on. We're gonna bring the next guest in. So welcome to the stream, Deimos. Am I saying that correctly?
Yeah, that's cool. How you guys doing? You good?
I'm good. Where are you calling in from?
Actually, High Wycombe. So yeah.
Oh, decent. Just between me and Canners then. You're sandwiched in between us.
Yeah.
Decent. Good to hear. So yeah, thoughts on today's game?
Oh man, like everyone says, it just feels like it doesn't matter. But looking at this game by itself, I thought it was a good game. We controlled it. It was an easy game. The thing is, I've seen us do that a few times throughout this season. So that's the positives I found this season. When we have controlled it, we've won easily. You know, we keep possession. We've won easily against a couple of teams. But then there'll be another game where they just counter our what's the word? They cancel out our what's the word that you use? Where the clash of styles. So they just cancel us out, and we can't find a plan B. And that happened a few times this season. I mean, that comes with learning. So you have a choice to kind of think about it and think, do you know what? It's just one of them. I'm just thinking back. It's just frustrating because the season just does that all the time.
This is what Arsenal does to you. It's never an easy ride, man. It's never plain sailing. Never.
I know.
Definitely that. Very rarely, as you're saying, I don't think there's been. I think only the Southampton game I'll look at and think we controlled it and lost. It's either there's two Arsenals. It's either the Arsenal we had today or the Arsenal we had against Newcastle. Like that.
Yeah.
I saw that against Brighton twice. I've seen that against Palace twice, where it's just like we can't get anything going. And when we can't get it going, like you're saying, there's no plan B. There's no, you know what I mean? That's the issue, isn't it? I think that's why, I don't know, for me, Callers and James, we like a big striker. Because you ain't got to play pretty football sometimes. You can then just put something half decent in the box and he can make something out of nothing or just create a couple of problems. Because you can't always implement your style on the game. Do you know what I mean? There's some teams who can nullify you. So I definitely agree with what you're saying. When it's clicked, it's looked really good. And I do think early goals help us. When we score nice and early, we can then control things. And there's not as much pressure on trying to score the goal. But I think it's when we go behind and teams then block up, we can't break it down. And there's no... Yeah, it's just... We're lacking something, aren't we? Do you think
you know the game when we're going to score and when we're not going to score?
Yeah.
And against Newcastle at home, or definitely away, just sorry, Crystal Palace. Both times I was just thinking we ain't gonna score here. What the hell? Even against Brighton away, I was just like, we was lucky to come away with that with a point. And there's too many of those games. Brighton at home. I'm sorry, Burnley at home. Even Brighton at home as well. That was like, you just know if there's going to be we just do not look like scoring. And it's something that he has to go away and it's a conundrum for him, and he needs to solve that puzzle. He needs to solve it really, because it's going to be our undoing, man. When it doesn't look like scoring, have that plan B, even a plan C. I mean, listen, I'm not going to lie. Watching the Man City game today, right, at 2-0, I didn't even feel, no, seriously, because there was like 25 minutes to go. And I'm thinking still, I still reckon, I'm still backing Man City to score.
If anyone could do it.
Did you?
I did. I was thinking it's going to be tough. It might be a spawny kind of winner in like injury time, but I still back them to do it. And when they got that first goal, I was like, oh, that's it.
I was in the mud at that moment. I thought they're done. Liverpool, even at 1-0, I said Liverpool will win that game.
But do you know what? The thing that annoys me, we was like that once upon a time. Do you remember, I don't know if you guys remember the Middlesbrough game when we went 3-0 down or 3-1 down against Middlesbrough, and we came back and we smashed them 5-3. It's like we haven't got that. And the game against Newcastle where they put that caption up, every time we've gone behind, which is 6 games or whatever it is, we've lost all of them. Not even drawn. We've lost all of them.
Yeah, 6 away games we've been behind in, and we haven't come back to get a point. So Damos, back to you anyway. So what do you think needs to be done in the summer? What positions would you strengthen?
Definitely a striker. Now, this is a strange one because I have a lot of discussions / arguments with people about our forward options. When Aubameyang wasn't scoring, they were like, "Oh, he's finished." I'm like, a player of that level of quality isn't finished. There's obviously a problem why he's not scoring, and he proved it because he's gone to Barcelona and he's scoring again. So this isn't a dig at Arteta or anything. It is actually the manager couldn't find a way to get the best out of him.
Yeah.
While resolving whatever issues they had, so they got rid of him. Fair enough, he's gone. But I think it's a shame we couldn't just replace him with someone else. And I know you said earlier, Trevor, that there wasn't many options. And I don't know, it's just frustrating that we just, I like Eddie, man, but he's not the guy. Do you know what I mean? I feel bad saying that because he's done really well in the sense of, he's worked hard, innit? Gets a couple goals, but he ain't the guy to take us forward. So
can I sorry to interrupt. Can I interject? There's Arteta was asked about, right, is after the game about Eddie, Laka and Nketiah about what's going to happen, and this is his words. So he says, "I will speak to the 3 players now or tomorrow, and after that we need to start to move on. We have clear ideas on what we want to do. To do it early, communicate it to them is very awkward and it can disrupt the club and the team." So I don't know what to make of that.
Wait a minute, what 3 players was he talking about? He said
Laka and Elneny.
Oh, Elneny, okay.
Gone. That to me sounds like they're gone.
Like they're done.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, that sounds like they're gone.
Yeah, that, if you read it between the lines, they're gone. Yeah. If you was a betting man, right?
Yeah.
Which I'm rubbish at betting anyway, so they're probably staying. I don't know, man, but that's deep.
Yeah, sorry to interject. I thought that one might be a
good
point of what you're thinking.
It is. We'll see what happens. Another thing I thought about this season, actually. Sorry, I've swayed from your question.
Go for it.
Back to the forwards? Do you think it's the system that we play? It works for every position? Because I think it's made out. I think defensively we're a lot better in terms of. We remember all those clean sheets we had. Every time the ball comes flying over, I never felt like we're going to let in a goal. Forget the games that we lost. Like I never had that feeling that we used to have a couple of years ago, where we were proper calamity in defense. So we lost that frailty that we used to always have. So I give him that much. We're a better unit overall. So all the positions generally the system works well, but I found that it just didn't work for whoever was up front.
Yeah, I think up to Christmas. Sorry, Damos, just to jump in again. I definitely agree with you. Up to Christmas, we couldn't find a way to get goals. Like Abba was starving up there trying to get some service. And I said Lacazette's not the most fruitful of strikers, and Nketiah had a couple of games. But again, if Abba's struggling, then Nketiah ain't got no chance. I think if you see some of the streams before, we spoke about Xhaka's position, and he was quite defensive minded, and that coincided with a lot of clean sheets, but we couldn't score. And I noticeably second half of the season, Xhaka played a bit higher. Now we started leaking more goals, but we was a lot more dangerous going forward. So it's just finding that right balance, isn't it? For me, again, we do need a goal scorer, and I think one thing we can say about Arteta and his time is he's spent a lot of money defensively with the structure of the team. He hasn't spent as much in the attacking areas. So I'm hoping now he can address some of those issues. Because again, we've seen defensively, we can be strong. We are a lot stronger than even though he's conceded a lot of goals this season. I was looking at the numbers because again, at one stage, we was quite low score, low conceding. However, it kind of ramped up quite a lot towards the end of the season. I'm just trying to find the numbers now quickly. We conceded 48, which is still quite a lot. But noticeably it's a lot better than how it was. However, I feel now it's time to address that attacking lineup, isn't it? And sometimes defense starts from attack. If we can pin teams back like we did against Everton today, you're not even giving up chances because you've got the ball and you're in their half. Do you know what I mean? So I do think it's going to be an interesting summer for attackers. But who would be your, going from what James says, it sounds like Nketiah and Lacazette will be going. So we want two, minimum of two. So who would your two be you'd go for? Or would you move Martinelli into the middle and get one striker?
See, do you want me to name a player? Or
yeah, I want two players. Yeah, I want two.
Oh, see this, don't laugh now. Like, see Haaland, right? Alan, sorry.
he can't
say it with a straight face.
No, a player like that, right? I thought, okay, that would work because the way we play, he would just get the goals because he creates them himself. But I mean, I don't know. There's loads of players all over the place that I can't think of any as such. To be honest, I just want anyone at the moment. That's how bad it is because who we got ain't cutting it, man. So no, to be honest. Let's see what happens.
I've got an easy question for you. Would you go abroad to find a striker?
Hey, if you have
would you go abroad
to
find a striker, or would you get one that's been played in England?
That's a tough one, isn't it? Because like Brendan was saying before, there's like a few players that people don't like Calvert-Lewin, or there's a few players that are around. I would take them as a spare. Do you know what I mean? I would take one of them as an upgrade.
So you must have a number one. There must be someone apart from Haaland and Mbappe that you think,
what's that guy? I saw it in the news today. Some guy that apparently put a bid in for like 90 million or something. Who is it now?
Osimhen.
Is that true? Is that just rumors?
Yeah. Listen, I don't think there's any player apart from. Sorry, I have to add another one to this. De Bruyne probably. You can add him to the list. And Mbappe and Haaland and probably Kane. Everyone else, every other player in the world is nowhere near worth more than 90 million.
No. I just want someone that can link up.
I can't think of anyone. I mean, listen, man, we could go back into the archive and there'll be a world of players that you say, oh, yeah, he's worth this, he's worth that, whatever. But
them days are gone when you could do that.
Yeah, I just think I'm actually kind of I'm struggling to kind of think of a forward out there that I would say that is like, yeah, do you know what? That's what we need. Apart from DCL might be the one. He might be the one.
Gabriel,
you never know, man.
Another one.
He might be it.
But I'll take him.
With what Nketiah has done, again, we've seen what happened with Abba up front, and I feel that was more system than Aubameyang. We just weren't giving him any service at all. Then Lacazette came in as the best defensive striker in world football. Held up the ball well. Do you know what I mean? Battled his socks off. Worked hard for the team, but didn't really give us nothing. Then we had Nketiah come in, and he's showing glimpses of, again, just a bit of pacing behind. He's made his own goals. He's had some chances where he's beat one or two edge of box, hit shots, hit the post.
I like him.
So he's shown me what we can do with that style of striker. So Jesus plays very similar to Nketiah, if you ask me. Good movement off the ball in the box. I think he's probably a bit more clinical. I would say he's a bit more clinical than Nketiah. But again, he's happy to run channels. He's happy to press defenders. So do you think Arteta will look at what Nketiah has done and think, actually, we've probably got a ready-made replacement there who's slightly better, or do you think he changes it and say, actually, this is the kind of striker I want, a big, powerful striker in the Giroud mold, but maybe a bit faster?
I think he would know about Jesus from City, so he would know. Well, he could have tried to mold Eddie to play like him. Do you know what I mean? But no, I think he'd probably appreciate that style, regardless of where it comes from. And again, I think he would go for that kind of player. He knows what he wants. Remember, he's a B-Tech Pep, and that's why I'll take that. Because if he can get us to even a fraction of the level, then I see what he's trying to build. But we'll see what happens next season, man. It's so frustrating. We were so close. I said on your show the other day, I wanted to see what would happen if we got top 4, just to see what kind of moves the board would actually make. But now I'm not going to see I'm not going to see that. I mean, they might make moves now, but it's Europa League moves. Do you know what I mean? And I'm not going to see it's going to be a while.
Yeah, I think the only good thing, it's a weird one, because I think if we got Champions League, we have to strengthen a lot. So again, it's improving the quality of the players behind the first 11. Whereas I think Europa doesn't mean we have to do that as much. We still need quality, but again, for me, it's like Sambi Lokonga now could stay a 4th choice, rather than you'll think if we go Champions League, I need Xhaka as 4th choice. Do you know what I mean? Sambi Lokonga now needs to go on loan, or Tavares needs to go on. Do you know what I mean? So it will be interesting. But I think Candace asked the question the other day. Obviously, we know we need a striker. Like, obviously, it sounds like 2 of them are going. That 11 obviously is not good enough for top 4 just yet. It's thereabouts, but it's not quite there. Is there anyone else in that? Pardon?
Partey, do you think we've missed him? Because when we were with him,
definitely missed him. Him and Tierney has been a big miss. But is there anyone so we kind of know our starting 11, apart from a striker? Is there anyone else in there you feel you would take out and bring someone else in to improve it?
There's a few I would take out, but I'm more, rather than not names itself, it's just types of player. So I mean, I would like to see additions that Arteta's confident he can get to mold to this thing that he's trying to build. Because again, you could just name someone, bring them in, and they don't fit this system, and then it's just not going to work. Unless we had a new manager, but that's another story. So I just want whoever they bring, I just want someone that can just hit the ground running and fit this system. So there's loads of players that can. I just want us to thicken our squad. As you say, our basic 11 is okay. Okay-ish, you know what I mean? And if we can just grow it a little, then I'll take that. But I can't give you names as such. I just want to see action.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay, for what you're saying, is kind of where my head's at with buying players from the Premiership. Like, yes, some players can come from abroad and hit the ground running and do bits. And we've seen it with Tottenham. Kulusevski and Bentancur have slotted in quite nicely for them. That Luis, who went to Liverpool, he's slotted in. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's been there forever. However, there is something sometimes about buying players from the Prem. They've had that experience. They don't need that. We've seen with Lokonga, with Tavares,
it's a while.
There's no doubt there's good players in there, but it could take a while sometimes. And actually, there's nothing wrong with going to get someone who's had a couple of years in the Prem just to hit the ground running for you. And maybe that's what we need. Like, this year was a transition year. Next year, I don't think Arteta's got time to be trying to blood players. And do you know what I mean? He's been here long enough now. He needs to secure top 4, especially after going so close this year. Like, we're now looking for improvements again. So he's almost kind of a victim of his own success, because if he came 6th, we'd been, that's an improvement. Two places above where we finished last year. Can we now go again one more? We might have took 5th next year, but now you've got close to 4.
You have to raise it.
You've got to go 4th. So, what about your views on Arteta before you go?
I mean, when he initially was appointed, I didn't want him.
Kind of failed.
No, I wouldn't say he's failed. I mean, initially I didn't want him. I wanted a manager that was experienced. But the problem is, with that comes, he's going to want big money to build the team, and we know the board ain't doing that. So, based on the board's mentality, Arteta is the best man for the job, for the level that they're at. That's why I don't mind what he's doing, and I've seen how he's been doing things. You know, I think he's okay. He's got a lot of learning to do, but I think he's okay in terms of getting us to that top 4 level. He's shown that he practically is a top 4 level. Whether he can go to the next stage, I don't know. I'm not saying he can. And again, he's got a lot of learning to do if he needs to stay at the club. But he's improved from where we were for the last 2 years. A lot of fans
what do you think then he would need to take him to that next level?
What I think he might need to do is, well, we'll have to see. This transfer window is going to be big to see, because he's going to get a couple of additions in, I'm sure. And we got to see what happens next season. If we continue the good games that we were doing, run of forms, right? We might lose a couple. Run of forms again. That's top 4 form, isn't it? If we can do it more convincingly, then that is an improvement. So I just need to see how it goes. Again, if next season it's like it's worse, then fair enough. It's not working, but he's moving in the right direction. I can see what he's trying to do, but it's just frustrating because there's a lot of learning and mistakes along the way. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
How many?
So,
with
you, I hear what you're saying. Go on, Karen.
No, I was just going to say, I just feel I echo that, and I think it is a part of the, the team's young, and it is a big like learning curve that we're on at the minute. But I think one of the things that I think we really need to improve on is the amount of games that we lose in the season. I think
12, 13, whatever. Too much, man.
Is it 12, 13 games? We need to put that down to like at least 8 max. Even 8, I feel, is a lot.
I like the days when
maybe those games that that we lost by the odd goal maybe this year. Maybe turn those games into draws. And those ones make difference really. So I really do think we need to turn certain losses. I'm not saying to make them wins or whatever, but at least have the mentality. Okay, fair enough. You know what? You're playing really rubbish. We're on a bad day. We can't win it, but we don't lose it.
Yeah,
I think it's a bit like the West Ham game, isn't it? But again, you needed the 2 centre backs to bail us out. And I'm looking below, and I'm seeing our top goal scorers: Saka 11, ESR 10, Odegaard 7, Martinelli 6. Then you got your centre back with 5, Nketiah 5, Lacazette 4, Partey. And to me, that's the biggest issue we got. Tottenham have got this world-class manager everyone talks about. They spent more money than us in the end of the season because Kulusevski will make his move permanent, which is another 20-something mil I think he's going to cost them, which takes them above our 150 we spent this season. So they're naturally, they were in a better position than us already. They spent more money than us in the summer, and they have 2 players that make a difference. So I'm looking at the top goal scorer chart. I think Son finished on 23, and Harry Kane
got the golden boot, didn't he?
He shared it.
So those 2 alone is 40 goals this season.
We're missing that.
Arsenal as a team scored 60. So, and that's putting 5 in today. Do you know what I mean? So that there's a bit. So I know what people say about Arteta, but Conte's working with that. Arteta's working with Saka, who's had his best goal scoring season with 10 or 11. So imagine now you used to be able to put Son's goals in this Arsenal team.
I know it's
difference that will make. So I think that's the
thing.
Key.
We need a player that can do something out of nothing. Squeeze a shot through some people's legs, all that kind of stuff. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Who can do a player and give himself half a yard.
Do you want to know a quick stat? Do you know who our top scorer was for the last 2 seasons? It was Pepe. I'm sure it was. Yeah, he got 15 last season or something crazy like that, and a whole lot of assists. But I know people don't like him, but think about it. If he did that last season, he didn't even get to start this season. Like that, there's something wrong somewhere. Maybe in training he's whack. I don't know.
Yeah, I when he's come on.
Yeah,
and I'm his staunchest of supporter, man. I'm just like, because I like a player that can do something. Do you know what I mean? Do something out of the ordinary. And he's probably our most gifted dribbler in the squad, right? But the game's changed to a point. You can back in the days you could have one player like that. We've always had a player that could probably disregard being defensive, like your Anders Limpar, your Mark Overmars. Do you know what I mean? We've had players like that you just stay away from defense, just stay up there. But the way we play now, we can't afford that. Players need to fulfill the defensive duties. The game's changed to that degree, and if one cog in that whole system or the machine is not performing, the whole system breaks down, and that's the problem. It kind of showed against Villa how when he came on. Man, and who is it? The last time when he come on,
with Xhaka, when Xhaka said something,
even against Newcastle, he was like, I was like,
and the Leeds game,
yes,
the Leeds game, he had a stinker as well.
So there's something there. I don't know whether it's a mentality thing for him where he probably feels like he's gone, or he just doesn't. I don't know. He just never seems like.
Yeah, it's probably frustration as well.
Yeah,
it's probably you've all been there where in his head he probably thinks it doesn't matter what I do, I'm not going to start for this team now. Like he might have had 2 weeks unbelievable in training. He's then come on against Wolves and he's changed the game, goal and assist. So he probably thinks, right, it's my time to kick on. And then he's back on the bench and he's getting 5 minutes here, 7 minutes there. He probably just thinks it doesn't matter what I do under this manager now. Saka's the right wing, and do you know what I mean? I've got no position.
Yeah.
So there's no doubt there's player in there. Even today when he cut inside 2 of them and let the shot off, and it's just like you can see when it clicks, it's there. He's unbelievable, but it's just too little too often from him for me. So that's one place I would be looking at. Well, it sounds like we're getting that guy from Brazil, isn't it? Yeah, I'll try and move him on, get what you can for him. But there's talks of getting there's a player in Brazil for about 3 to 5 mil, I believe we're getting.
There's a massive uproar in Brazil about that. Massive uproar.
Too cheap.
Yeah, because what it was, because he's so young, they put him on a 5-year contract. Now FIFA are not say that you can't put under 17s or whatever on a 5-year contract. So basically the 3 years is max. So the reason why now, because his contract is up at the end of this season. So the reason why we're getting him for so cheap, because we could get him for free if we wanted to really be bastards, but we've come to a kind of like agreement where we're giving them a 3.5 million euros.
Yeah.
So they'd rather get something rather than nothing.
Oh wow.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a massive uproar because he's like a big player. Player.
No, hopefully he can come and do what Martinelli's done. But just here,
however, though, there is a little bit of a kind of like because one of teams like Man City, because normally when there's something big coming out of Brazil, Real Madrid, Barcelona, Man City is on that.
Yeah.
But sometimes I think it's it could be a case of where you're going to play your football. Because again, Dortmund seem to be players. Big teams are after them. Like Adeyemi, Liverpool were hungry for him. But he's probably looking at, I'm 18, 19 years old. Where am I going to play the most amount of minutes in order?
And he sees Martinelli doing what he's doing.
Yeah, he'd be looking at Arsenal as a stepping stone. Let me get 3 years under my belt over here. And then if I need to bounce, I can move on. Or if Arsenal's doing something special, I can then sign a new contract and stay. So it's definitely about your minutes. At that age there, it's all about where you can get your minutes. Minutes is currency, isn't it? So, definitely.
Can I ask you guys something quickly? What at the start of last season, what position did you think Arsenal would finish before the season started?
Fifth at a stretch. Yeah, he was lucky fourth.
End of the season. Go on, Callum.
No, I actually thought United would have been fourth, to be fair. But I thought he would have been fifth at a stretch if he was lucky fourth.
When the season ended and I heard Xhaka was going Roma and Bellingham was going, I said third. And then I went to the pre-season game where we played Chelsea at the Emirates.
Oh, yeah.
And I came out here and I said we're probably going to get relegated. Couldn't believe how bad we were in that game.
It was a bad pre-season. That was a bad pre-season.
I lost my head in that game. Literally, Canada's clearly, I'm probably one of the more calmer ones on the channel and in general. Like, I have a little moment, but then I look at the bigger picture sometimes. And sometimes I've got too much trust in Arteta.
You went off.
Oh my God, I come back. My head was gone after that pre-season game. Nothing's changed. I was gone. My head, I was finished. But to be fair, the boys, they've done well. So I think after that game, it brought me back to reality a bit. And then after that start we had, fifth place. As I said, it's weird because taking fifth at the start of the year, we all have said, that was progression. Again, the points we got, 69 points, is what Liverpool finished third on last year. The year before would have got you top four. So points-wise, it's not a bad return. But again, you have to beat the teams in front of you, isn't it? So definitely some positives. Again, I'm quite happy with our job Arteta's doing. I feel people don't like him for falling out with players. Candace will tell you, I love Guendouzi. Like, even now I watch now and I'm saying he's still a midfielder.
He drives forward so easily.
Yeah, he walks into this team. Him next to Pat, he walks in to this 11. But again, the club's bigger than any player, and you've got to have your philosophy, and there's certain things you can't negotiate with. And again, the attitude of Arsenal players have been questioned for a long time. I think Alexis questioned it when he was saying they're not winners in here. Like, I'm not liked because I want to win. You look at the players in the Wenger when he had his philosophy about the culture of the club. Again, we lost a lot of them big hitters. Do you know what I mean? The Vieiras of this day all went. He went for more of a social model, didn't he? Where everyone kind of gets paid the same amount. Like it was very much about the atmosphere of the club. But actually, we lost a lot, I think, during that period. So for me, I'm actually just happier to see. It looks like we've got a squad that want to fight. There's no big egos to a certain degree. And there's no one like you mean the Ozil, Sanchez. I'm kind of tired of all of that stuff. Like every year, players is he going to stay? Is he going to go? Like
I don't think
how
we've
many
had
years?
that this year, have we?
Yeah,
So that's
like
a
we
good
haven't.
thing.
Yeah, like how many years are we just distracted by? Is his contract
Yeah.
going to run up? Are we going to renew him? Is he like? Obviously, the last one was Aubameyang, and that didn't work out in
Yeah.
our favour. Like I was happy he signed, but so I think where the club's heading, I'm actually here for it. And again, I don't care what anyone says. Arteta leaves this team in a better position than he found it. Even if you look financially, it's probably in a better position with our wage bill. The players we got in a better position. Again, we still had Mustafis and Louises and all those guys in the team when Arteta's come in. So even if we don't like Xhaka or we think Tavares might not be the answer, there's still a bit of value in them players. Like again, you couldn't sell Mustafi. We had to give those guys away. Kolasinac, we've had to give away. We've given away about 7 players, like because teams won't buy them.
Aubameyang we've given away.
Yeah, because of them wages he was on. So do you know what I mean? So when you look at it that way, actually, he's probably done what he's asked to do. It's like most jobs, isn't it? I work for the council, my local job, so we get an MD come in. His job ain't to do certain things. His job's to bring the price down but still deliver something on the front. So again, if you look at the savings Arteta's probably making a month on that wage bill, them board are probably loving him right now, thinking, well, he's saving us 5 mil a month at the moment, 10 mil a month kind of thing. So
I reckon the objective was 6th. I reckon the board's objective
100%. Because once we secured 6th, he got a new contract. So that was definitely the objective. Definitely the objective.
So
but yeah, as I said, I'm happy. I'm looking forward to see where we're going. And he hasn't got much wrong either. As I said, I think Willian was the big mistake he made in the transfer market, but he rectified it a year later. He didn't hold on. Let me just try and prove myself right. He got rid. Lokonga.
Do you know what? Though? I'm thinking. Would you think Willian might have done something this year?
Nah.
Somewhat.
You never know. You never know.
Done what, man? You have faith in Willian?
I don't know, because he was decent and he was decent at Chelsea, to be fair. And he might have just, I don't know, maybe not.
Everything's hindsight, but again, it's the same as Guendouzi or Torreira. It's them games where Lokonga was starting instead of Partey, Torreira could have done a job there, or Guendouzi. It's hard. I'm not mad at any decisions he's made, really, as long as we don't lose Saliba. I can accept everything else. And again, Tavares and Sambi maybe long term will get better, and you say actually look back for that was a good signing. But apart from the Willian, I don't really question anything he's done too tough. And maybe that's me being too trusting. I'm not too sure. And do you know what I mean? Some fans are like, "You're crazy. How could you say that?" And I'm like, well, when I look at what we signed previously, again, the Pepe won 72 million on that.
No, it's true.
I think the board are trying to be too nice to the fans. They're trying to prove something to the fans, I think, with the Pepe signing. Yeah,
100%. But again, it's that element where you spend that much money on someone, you don't want to. You want to try and get some return, so you hold on. But what happens is every year his value's going down, and you're probably hoping to have half a good season, at least we get 35, 40 for you. But again, who's coming to buy him? Because if Arsenal saying we want 40, we spent 70 on him, we want at least 40. Teams are saying no way. So all of a sudden, every year the value's just going down.
He'll have to go to Spain. He'll have to go to Spain.
Yeah, he's got all back to France, but we're not going to get that money for him. So
yeah,
what would you take for Pepe?
I'll take 30, 35.
Yeah, whatever. Yeah, you're not going to get the same. Yeah, that kind of level. You're not going to get no 70 odd for him. Yeah.
How much do you reckon we got left to pay?
I don't. Isn't it
Probably
5 years?
30.
If I'll just tell Lil straight. Listen, write the debt off and just take him back, man. Have him. But
the thing is, they can't afford 160 a week. Sorry,
I'll give you 60 of that as well.
That's a mess, man. That's a mess.
Paying him,
And give me Jonathan David. Give me Jonathan David, and we can talk, boy. But
you know, you were just saying Arsenal's improved from where you can only improve from where you are. But this one person I was talking to was like, "We've not improved from when? Oh, we were invincible." I said, "Bruv, that was 20 years ago, man." So that's his benchmark. I get it. We haven't improved from then, of course. You can only improve from where you are at this moment in time.
100%,
Or, do you know what I
100%.
mean?
Yeah,
It's
and
funny.
again, if you look at our form over the last, since Xhaka's been here, we ain't touched top 4. So that's, do you know what I mean, the benchmark. We had 2 8th place finishes, so that was we had to improve on that. And we've done that. So
let's move on
Damos,
to
gonna
the
have to
next
say
season.
goodbye for now. But
I got to go, man.
Rob,
But thanks, guys.
yeah, thanks for coming on. We'd love to have you back on again another time.
Big up,
Talk
Damos.
about
Take care.
respect.
Cool.
Love. All right, we got someone else in the background. God, I don't know if I want to bring this guy in. I'll be real cannons, boy. I apologize in advance for any madness this guy talks, but
all right, this is on
he's
you,
my
yeah.
guy. This one's on me. This is my guy Ashley. What are you saying, bro? He's got the old school kit on. I love that. Can you hear us, Ash? Hello, Ash. Can you hear us?
Can you hear us, Ashley?
Hello.
Ashley, can you hear us, bro? Yeah, can you hear us? Yeah. Hold on, letting if you can hear us. Wait there. This is the thing when you do live TV, isn't it, lads?
Definitely live.
Ashley. I don't think you can hear us. Nah. Hold on, let me try something with him. Right, we're gonna remove him quickly. I'll give him a ring. So yeah, let's talk about some of the other games, Canners. Okay, a lot of United fans talking a whole heap of mess. They were lucky to get Europa League football.
Tell you, boy, if West Ham had turned up, West Ham had turned up, boy, that would have been the big. I would have been cracking up.
Yeah, for real. Right, I was praying, but yeah, they snuck
I knew Palace would do them. I knew it.
Yeah.
But the problem for West Ham is that, to be fair, man, they had a tricky one at Brighton. Brighton away is a tricky
Brighton's
one.
not a joke. Yeah, Brighton's no joke, and they've had a long season as well. Had a very long season, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was one of the things that happened today. United luckily got 6th place. Just held on, beat 1-0 by Palace. Saha going back to haunt them again. Obviously, it's going to be a lot of change for United, but they've had a poor season, haven't they?
It'd be interesting to see what happens, whether or not they stick with the likes of Pogba, Van der Beek.
Well, he's gone. I think Pogba's gone, isn't he?
But to where? Who?
Well, his contract's up, so Juventus and PSG.
Would you take him?
I would love Pogba, but yeah, he ain't coming to us, boy.
But why? Why not? Why not?
We're just not that club no more, are we? I'll just try it again. Right, Ashley, can you hear us?
Yeah.
I love that. How you keeping? You all right?
Yeah, I'm all right, mate. You?
Yeah, I'm good. So as I was saying, I apologize for anything this guy says if it's wild. But Ashley's one of my guys, man. He always looks after me to get tickets and stuff. Always uses membership.
What do you mean apologize? What do you mean apologize for saying anything wild? I'm never going to say anything wild.
So, did you watch the game today, or was you more tuned into the City match?
No, I was more tuned into the City match, and then I made an error when City was 2-0 down. Switched over to the Liverpool game, thinking, right, go watch this game now. All of a sudden, I'm seeing 2-1, 2-2. I'm like, wow, I've got to switch back over, so I missed all the goals.
Seriously, yeah. Maybe you was the bad luck. Maybe you was the bad luck charm for City at the time. Then I'm glad you turned off, because I can't have Liverpool winning that quadruple.
Nah, man.
Like,
I'm so glad.
In pieces. I was in bits, but yeah. So Ashley's a lifelong Arsenal fan like myself. He blesses me with tickets. Sometimes he don't even know I've used this membership. He just get an email saying you're going to this match. He's like, hold on, have you bought tickets? I'm like, yeah, send me them. So blessed up himself. And to be fair, he tunes in a lot. He talks a lot of sense sometimes. But he's my guy. So what's your thoughts on the season overall, Ashley? Like, start of the season, where would you been happy with 5th place? Do you think Arteta's underachieved or overachieved with the squad he's got? Let me know your thoughts.
Starting of the season, going on what we had and where we finished last season, and going from the first 3 games as well, I would say we actually have overachieved. If you look at it in a bigger picture, if you think about it, we're only 6 points behind Chelsea. I think it was 7, something like that, or maybe even less. I think it was 5. I can't remember how much points it was.
We're
There's 11 points.
5 points off Chelsea.
Yeah, 11 points ahead of Man United. And if you say to me at the start of the season, that's actually where Arsenal are going to be, you'd be like, ha, everyone just say you're a laugh, mate. You're a laugh, you know. So yeah, I think Arsenal's overachieved. 100%, I think we've overachieved. Our problem is, I think, the squad depth. We really did miss certain squad players where they could come in and do a job. And for certain big injuries, like if you look at Partey, that's a big miss. Kieran Tierney is a big miss. So we've had to rely on players like Nuno Tavares, Sambi Lokonga. It didn't work at the time. He didn't use El Neni. When El Neni came in, it helped us. But before, it was relying on the youth of Sambi. Striker's a big issue as well. That was another big issue. And Lacazette weren't bringing us what we needed. Eddie did. Don't get me wrong, I can't knock what Eddie done. But yeah, going back to your main question is, yeah, I think we've overachieved. At the start of the season, I would say I've been happy with top 8, so we've got 5th. So yeah, I can't really dig Arteta out too much. I think January kind of messed us up a little bit, letting Aubameyang go. As much as Aubameyang, yeah, he drove me mad, but he's a goal scorer. You know, he's a proven goal scorer. No matter where he's been, he scored goals. But yeah, that's really my take on the season. Am I happy? Yes. Am I annoyed Tottenham got top 4? You know what? I can't be annoyed. They've got the better players. They've got the Sons, the Kanes. We don't have that. We've got to rely on the youth, the Saka, the Smith Rowe, the Odegaard. We're not getting goals from. We're not going to get a lot of goals from them kind of players. You know?
Yeah, as I was saying earlier, those two alone have scored 40 goals this season, and Arsenal as a whole club scored 60. So that shows you the difference. If we can get someone to emulate either Son or Kane, get one of their numbers, that should be more than enough to push us over the line. And like you said,
that for us has been the difference between drawing and losing certain games. You know what I mean? Having definitely. Genuine threat up front. We haven't got a genuine threat from a central striker position, and that's a big problem. That's a massive Achilles heel. Even with Aubameyang playing, teams know, you know, that they still need to be that little bit careful of him, even though he wasn't performing and stuff. But yeah, we need something up top, which is definite. I mean, so Ashley, just tell me, so are you happy with the manager? What would he have to do for you to say, nah, he's not doing it? He needs to go.
He's got one more season, I reckon, in him. If he doesn't get top 4, then I'd say it's time to go. But what I do like with Arteta is he's no nonsense. You know, when players doing something wrong in the past, these players will still get played. That, you know, the players who make mistakes still get played week in, week out. Attitude players still play week in, week out. With him, if you look at it with Guendouzi, and you look at it even with Aubameyang, he's got rid of them players what's kind of thinking himself, you know, your attitude's not right for the club. So, in my opinion, with what you're saying, yeah, I can't really say what Arteta can do wrong at the moment. But like I said, top 4. If you don't get that top 4, yeah, you've got to go and you've got to move on. You've got to move on and find someone who's going to get us there. You know, he can only take us to a certain step. But if he gets that top 4, which I don't know why we can't get it, because I look at the Chelsea team, I think they're not going to be that great next season. Just obviously with this whole new owner thing, I think they're losing a lot of players. They're going to be basically like us, relying on the younger players.
Yeah.
You know, but like you said, they're young no more. Ross Barkley, they're going to have to rely on players like that.
So what do you think then if we got 5th but we won Europa?
If we got 5th, you know what? Again, then he has to stay. Because what he's done is...
so it's Champions League football basically is what he needs to bring us.
Basically, Champions League football he has to bring us. You know,
would you take 5th in the FA Cup?
No.
All right. What about domestic double in 5th?
Shut up, Hamza, man. Man, we need Champions League football. I think Ashley's correct on this one in the sense that I think the minimum now is Champions League football. The money now that the board hopefully are starting to pump in. Do you know what? I think everything there was there with them giving him a new contract. Soon as it was 6th was guaranteed. and Europa was guaranteed, they give him a new contract, because obviously that must have been at the start of the season. Get us back into Europe, and you know what, we'll back you more as well. Do you know what? So let's see if they back him again, and it would be interesting to know how much money he does get this season, this summer, sorry, and the type of player we get.
I don't think we need much, you know, but because we've got Europa, we need them squad players.
Yeah.
So we don't actually need much to improve the squad. Yeah, okay. Let's get my words out. Let's get twisted. Like, we definitely need a striker. Striker is 100%. That's the first thing we need to do. First
two,
thing.
one or two.
Two.
A winger.
Winger. Yes, I'll go with the left winger. Right side, I think I'm trying to think if we've got the right, but we've got Pepe. I think he will go. We've got Saka. Yeah, I think we might even need two wingers if you look at it. But obviously we've got that young kid from Brazil meant to be coming in, Marquinhos. But again,
he plays on the left as well.
Yeah, he's young and real. So...
Sorry, actually, just quickly jumping in. Obviously, you said about a winger on the left. Obviously, ESR and Martinelli have played there most of the season. Would you then move ESR into central, like so he'll play second fiddle to Odegaard, and then get a left winger?
He's a bench man to me. He's a bench man. I can't.
Yeah, fair enough.
I don't. Him playing on the left, when we play ESR on the left, he don't bring us nothing. And that's being totally honest with you. Like, even with Newcastle the other day.
Oh, that was terrible.
Look, he was horrendous.
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong, the whole 11 was bad. But he couldn't even beat the right back, which is Emil Kraft. Do you know what I mean? You can't beat that kind of player. And he keeps cutting in it back into traffic. So when he's running down the beam, he cuts back in. So he's coming into traffic, and I just don't like him there. Martinelli, to me, starts all day long. All day long over him.
So you'll be looking at a left winger then to challenge Martinelli, and then maybe move Smith Rowe's position a bit.
100%.
Yeah. 100%. And I do think 10s are harder to find than wingers. So yeah, again, that could be a quick trip down to Watford and go and get Dennis or one of them boys to play out there. Do you know what I mean? Again, it's about getting these guys, for me, who are good price. Don't demand at first 11 football, because again, if you go and get Sterling wants to start week in, week out.
Yeah.
Which then,
to be fair, Sterling starts week in, week out anyway. He would.
Yeah. So he would.
So for me, that would be a no-brainer anyway. I'll be like, what? Sterling on the left?
The hard thing for that is then Martinelli, and again, it's getting that balance right.
Martinelli's got a lot. He's a youth at the end of the day. The thing, and look, I think it's probably to the detriment of us and the position where we are now, because obviously you had players back in the day that would bide their time on the bench, like your Van Persies when they came in, you know, with the Invincibles and all that kind of stuff. Those players were like, you know what, I have to dress back. I have to learn from these guys or whatever. And I guess Martinelli might be kind of saying, why am I not playing in this team or whatever? So yeah, you may be right on that one. The only other position he could play would be up top, depending on who we got up top.
To me, we got to get striker-wise. I look at it, and there's talks of obviously Jesus, which I would be happy with, but I would also be happy with. I've said it before, Gums. I don't know if you remember me saying it. Dominic Calvert-Lewin.
We like him over here.
Just a target, because he's a target man. Do you know what I mean? And he's a man
who's bad as well. His feet are bad. He's got a bit of pace as well.
Yeah, and he's got springs, and he.
Yeah,
but even that, you see what he does. Balls are going up to him, and I just saw Arsenal centre backs weren't even challenging him. They just said, "You have it. We'll just drop off 5 yards, because what we're not going to let you do is flick it in behind us for someone to run in." So straight away, he can now just bring things down on his chest and play. Do you know what I mean? It makes such a difference. So,
and even I look at Tammy Abraham, who's had a brilliant season at Roma. I look at him as well. I think to myself, he could possibly do something for us. You know.
I asked the question earlier. Would you rather? Obviously, I know Tammy's played in the Prem. But would you rather a striker who's played in the Prem, or go and get someone completely different from abroad?
I think at the moment, looking at how these abroad players come in, I'd rather someone who's played in the Prem. Just because we've had that in the past, and it's just like it's not worked out. And I look at who's available abroad, who we can really attract to Arsenal. I can't see many who we can really get in. There's talks of that Darwin Núñez. But is he the striker we would want?
Do you know what I mean? So I would look at DCL, Tammy Abraham, Jesus. There's another one as well.
There's not much out there, though, is there? Really,
I
in
know.
all truth,
There was talk before about Ivan Toney. He was heavily linked.
That's what
I,
yeah.
I don't even think he's up to the level that we should really be going for. Listen, he's decent, but I don't want decent anymore. I want someone who can do a little something and get a goal out of nothing player. That's what I want. I know it might cost a little bit more. Victor Osimhen might be the one. I don't know, because when have we had raw pace with a little bit of control? But you know, it's someone who's got raw pace but proper control with a ball.
You need that element of Giroud mixed with Aubameyang, don't you? So that's where DCL gets your nod. However,
could we get DCL and Victor Osimhen?
I think Victor Osimhen kills our whole budget.
Yeah, that's the whole thing, isn't it?
It's true. But then if that's the way you want to go and that's the striker you want, listen, man, he can get goals out of nothing.
Here we go. Here's another good shout. Patrick Schick. He's got more goals than Haaland this season.
I remember Lex come up with in one of our programs early in the year when we was thinking about, you know, us when we was trying to get Vlahovic and what other strikers we could go for. And I think Lex Patrick Schick was out of left field actually, and he was a decent shout. He's the one who scored those goals against Scotland in the Euros, wasn't he?
Yeah.
There's players out there. There's definitely players out there. I know you got to go. So just quickly, out of 10, what would you rate the season?
High 6.
Oh, that's quite low. All right, okay. We're gonna break that down properly, though.
I'm probably being a bit harsh.
We knew you're gonna have a stream. Break that down properly.
Yeah. Do you know what? The only thing that really kind of sticks in my mind is that I've got question marks over the squad's temperament and mentality because of what happened in the last couple of weeks. That's my only.
Every time there was pressure on us, we crumbled.
Then we start playing again. Exactly. When we lose games, we lose. We don't lose in one and then go on a run of not losing. We lose and then lose again and possibly lose again.
Yeah,
and
sorry.
We've done that.
With that, what I find is our away form. It's like whenever we go to away, we're scared of the crowd. We're scared of the atmosphere. You know, it's like you said, they crumble. And when we play teams what are bullies, we drop down as well. But if the team respects us, that's when we play football.
That's the thing I don't understand is that really and truly, we shouldn't be really losing that many games away from home. And the reason I say that is because we want teams to come out because we can pick them off. I don't know if you remember the season when it was Wenger days in a way, right? Where we went, I think it was the time when he said, yeah, we can go a whole season without losing a game before he did. So 2 seasons before that, though, we didn't win the league.
Yeah.
But we lost one game. Sorry, when we won the league, we lost one game. No, a couple of games actually, and they were at home. We didn't lose a single game away. That was because that team was geared to play and start picking you off. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And that's how I feel that we are. It's like when teams start to kind of put people behind the ball or whatever, we should be kind of geared up to kind of like pick them off.
Yeah, I think this comes back to what we were saying before, because again, I watched the Newcastle game the other day and they pressed and we couldn't beat it.
We don't like that. We don't like
it. And again, it just takes one player up front who says, keep pressing, let me run behind you. And that's going to now make teams think, I can't press like that. And it might just take one player. You know, again, when you watch City sometimes and teams are pressing and Sterling just hangs on that left channel and Ederson puts one over there. As a back line, what does that make you do? It makes you feel, I can't, you've got to stop pressing like that because I've now got to run back 50 yards to track Sterling. I don't want to do that. So it just takes one.
Gumza, we lost our player what beats the press with the pass, and that's Thomas Partey. Yeah, a lot of people criticize Partey, Don't get me wrong, he gives the ball away a lot, but if you watched him before his injury, or what he does, where he gets Odegaard going, Saka going, he actually beats the press with his pass.
I think Odegaard suffers massively when Partey wasn't there. And I said this before about Ozil. Everyone said about Ozil needed a DM. Not really. Ozil never, even when he had a DM, Ozil didn't run. The key for Ozil was Cazorla or Wilshere, because they will find him. They will beat a player and create an overload to now give him the ball, and now he's got space to operate. The problem was
Ozil would thrive in his team right now.
Yeah. Yeah, if with Partey there, he'd thrive. But Canners, I know you got a bounce, so I'm gonna let you go.
Yeah, I've got to
I
go.
want to continue this. I wanted to stay on this one, but
We'll have
I've
to
got
finish off another time.
Ashley.
Yeah,
You're
we'll
more
get you
than
back on,
welcome to
Ashley.
come. Listen, you need to come back on, Ashley, man, because
Yeah.
we absolutely have to continue this.
100%. Gums, just let me know what's going on, and that drop me a
Yeah,
little message.
we get you added in the group and stuff, brother. If you got some availability, you're part of the family, man. So
Yeah,
all good.
yeah.
We're gonna bring Sean
Ashley,
in. I hope it's not
thumbs
your
up.
boy Sean, Ashley. Yeah,
Right,
Canners, I'll speak to you in a bit, brother.
Like, yeah,
Let's
bring
go.
Sean in. Yeah.
Sean, let me see that head.
Here he is.
How are we doing? You're on mute, by the way. Let me unmute you. Hold on.
There you go. Sorted.
How you keeping? You all right?
Yeah.
Fancy seeing you here.
Actually, you look miserable.
Your signal's bad,
Okay.
mate.
Don't know.
I don't know. I think
Maybe.
the signal's quite bad.
The signal's
Might
You're
quite
all right.
That
I can-
£100 internet you pay for ain't good, is it?
I mean, it's not. I'm on. It's not me. I'm sorted. It's full connection, not me.
I have no idea what this is, but yeah. So introduce yourself and tell us who you follow, because I'm not doing it for you.
Mm. I'm Sean. I follow you.
A nice to have you on. So Sean's one of the guys who's in the group chat a lot, bantering. So we're going to wrap up really short because we've been on for an hour and a half and I'm tired. But give us your thoughts on Arsenal season and then United season. I want to hear what you've got to say about your club as well. So do you think we've overachieved this year, or the position we was in, do you think we underachieved that we should have really took top four?
Like I said to you before, I don't think you've overachieved. I think what you've got right now is where you should have been. If you got top four, that's overachieving, but right now it's not. So yeah. I think what you've got now is what I would have expected from Arsenal. I would have expected United to finish better, but we didn't. We've underachieved. We're rubbish. But at the end of the day, I think what you've got is where you should be.
Yeah.
So.
Do you think the criticism on Arteta is a bit unfair then? Because a lot of fans are saying he's underachieved and he should be out. And again, I look at this squad compared to some of the others.
If you look at our bench, if you look at our bench, people say he's underachieved with the squad. We've got players like Charlie Patino. We've had a lot of youth players from the under-23s on that bench. So if people actually beat the squad down, like you'd say we've got a first 11, and you've got probably around about 2 or 3 players who come off that bench. So
of real quality, yeah.
We've probably got a squad of 14 or 15, where you've got the likes of City, Liverpool's, Chelsea's, even United, Tottenham. I can't really put Tottenham in there because I think Tottenham's squad's limited as well.
No, I think their squad's bigger than us. If you look at the quality they bring, apart from the striker, Bergwijn and Lucas are good substitutes to have. They had Ndombele, Lo Celso, them guys. They let them go in Jan, but they were good quality additions. Even defensively, yes, they're not the best, but they're still big names like Doherty and them guys are still played a good standard of football. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I agree with you on that one.
Squad depth is quite key for us, and I think that's what let us down massively. The depth. I did say the youth before, but I think it's more down to the depth. You've got these young kids what's literally just been burnt out the whole season. And sometimes if you look at, I'm going to use Foden as an example. If you look at how he's been managed as being a young player, he's actually been brought into the team at certain times. But we've actually had to play Saka is literally first name on the team sheet.
He plays 90 every game. Yeah, definitely, I agree.
You know what I mean? So you look at it and you just think to yourself, that shouldn't really be happening. It shouldn't be happening. We should be managing them better, but we can't with the squad we have. So
yeah, no, I hear that.
Yeah, sorry, Sean. Carry on, Sean.
Yeah, let's go back to Sean anyway. We're done talking about Arsenal. Sean, talk to us about United.
Yeah. No, before I go into United, I think the pressure with Arteta comes with the fact that he's managing Arsenal. If he was managing someone else, it won't matter. But you've got to remember, like, even though you're not where you are and where you used to be, you're still Arsenal. So that pressure's still going to come on him, regardless of what happens. So yeah, no, 100%. 100%. So yeah, let's talk about your club now. This is probably your worst season since Fergie left. I'm not too sure if you finished. Well, you finished lower than that because I'm pretty sure you finished lower than 7th before, haven't you? 6th before, haven't you? I don't know. To be fair, like honestly, like this season's just been awful.
But
I mean, under Moyes we were quite bad.
Yeah. So what's your take on this year? Is it just there's a lot of work to be done?
Yeah, you just laugh at it. It is what it is. You can't take it seriously. But what can you say about it? It's just dreadful. It's just awful.
Do you think it's management or players down tools?
Everything.
Like, I got one friend. My friend Gregory said he'd actually sell every player apart from Sancho. He's the only when they give a chance to because he's just come in first season and he's done all right.
What, he said
Everybody-
every
he
player?
done with- he said everybody I'm done with. He said I don't. He said I'm just done with it. He said he's done with De Gea. Like, even though he's had a good season, he said he don't like the fact how he's come out and spoke, and like just because he's having a good year now, he's now talking a bit like Xhaka, where you talk about my performance when actually 2 years ago when you were struggling,
Yeah.
the team was bailing you out. You had nothing to say. So he's done with him. The whole back line, he's done with.
We've got a busy summer. That's
Yeah.
it.
How many
Busy
players?
summer.
What kind of turnaround are you expecting? How many players do you reckon are going to go? Obviously, you probably got like 4 going on a free. Pogba, Mata, Matic, and Lingard are all leaving. Do you see a lot more exits? Like Van Bissaka has been touted as one who's able to leave. Martial will be gone. Like, do you reckon you're seeing about 7, 8 players leave? Do you reckon this year?
But we've got so we have to have.
I've lost
Breaking
it.
up again, bro.
Yeah, it's doing it to me. Don't know why.
I'll completely lost him. I can't hear him.
Yeah,
It's fine. It's fine.
I can just hear
I'll get off
frozen.
anyway. I don't know why. Yeah.
All right.
There you
Sorry,
go.
Sean, nice having you anyway.
Good.
But yeah, sorry, internet problems. Them man on that dial-up with connection. You get me, Ash?
That's 100% internet, you know.
Didn't man lend him a little 3G next time still, hotspotting. But yeah, no, it's been nice having you guys on anyway. Ash, appreciate you.
Get me added into the group. I'm more than welcome to come in here again, man.
Yeah, 100%. And
All right,
just
bro.
the last things. How happy was you to see City win that league just now?
Oh, mate, buzzing.
Yeah,
Buzzing.
And one word: are you happy to see the back of Burnley, or would you rather Leeds gone down today?
I've already said it in the group earlier. I'm so glad Burnley are gone, and the reason why they are one of our bogey teams.
Yeah. And I tell you what,
we lash Leeds up. Burnley, now we know next season we got another 3 points we can add on the board.
Yeah, 100%.
Because you look at we already drew to Burnley this season. Did we draw twice or did we just draw once?
I think we drew once to Burnley.
Yeah.
But still, they cause us problems every year, boy. But I'll take Maxwell Cornet from them all day long as well.
I'll take him as well.
He's like a
squad player. He'd be a good squad player. And you know what? I'm looking at it. I'll probably take Nick Pope as well.
Yeah, it's back up. Yeah, we might need a keeper. So
because I know we got Matt Turner coming in from the United States, but again, I don't really know about him too much. What I've seen of Nick Pope, I'll happily take him.
You definitely right. On that note, Ash, we're gonna bounce out of here. So, guys, thank you for tuning in. Today was a nice show. Again, we had a lot of fans coming giving their 2 pieces, which we really appreciate. Make sure we're liking, subscribing. There's going to be a lot more content coming out over the next few weeks because the transfer shows are starting again. And that's the enjoyable time. So hopefully Arsenal get the business done early this year. Last year, you took the P. Like, we've played 3, lost 3 before you start bringing players in. Get it done early. Let's get a good pre-season going, and then we can build from there. So, Ash, quickly, just a number. What would you rate the season, 1 to 10?
I'll rate the season as a 7.
Yeah. And your player of the season?
Player of the season? Ooh, that's a tricky one. You know what? I'm looking at it as... You had to throw it at me, didn't you?
Yeah.
I'm going to go with... This is a mad one. But I'm going to go with... Ramsdale.
Ooh, I was going to answer your next one was going to be signing of the season, but I'll take it. That'll be Ramsdale as well then.
Signing of the season, I'll go Ramsdale as well. But the only reason why I say Ramsdale for a lot of reasons. I like how he is with his defence. I like how he celebrates a save. I haven't seen Arsenal have a keeper do that in a very long time. I don't think we ever had a keeper doing that, to be honest with you. But obviously, normally I would look at Saka, I look at the forward man, but I've got to appreciate that as well. Obviously, I do like what Odegaard's done, but keepers sometimes don't get mentioned enough. You know what I mean? For what 100%. They do and what they bring. So for me, Ramsdale. But I've got to go. Little one's waiting for me to take him up. So
yeah, cool. All right, last one, guys. Thank you so much, and you'll see us in the week. Peace out.
Bye.